We had a client who filed a trademark application about a year ago for a pretty straightforward logo, and it sailed through with no issues. But what we didn't know at the time was that around a week or two afterwards, somebody filed a very similar logo application. And that application actually got through, it got past IP Australia. And the client didn't have a monitoring service in place, so it wasn't picked up. So fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, we filed a new set of applications which incorporated that logo as part of their broader brand. And the other trademark that was filed afterwards was actually cited and blocked the client's new application from proceeding. That's a situation where it shows the value of having a monitoring service in place and the value of having a monitoring service early. This kind of problem can happen at any time. And once it happens, you're then put on the back foot to overcome the objection and potentially try and deal with the trademark that shouldn't have been registered in the first place.
What does this show?
Well, it shows the importance of monitoring the register yourself. You know, in theory, IP Australia should have prevented this from happening, but in reality, a lot of these kinds of issues go through. And so IP Australia itself recommends that you monitor the register for this kind of situation. This was a very clear case of the marks being nearly identical, but there's also edge cases as well where it could go one way or the other, and where IP Australia might legitimately form the view that they're not similar. But really, you know, from a legal perspective, they are, and they could be a problem to the client. And so monitoring protects you not just from the very obvious similar infringement style issues, but also in the grey area where you might just disagree with IP Australia's conclusion.
I think the point is that no one is out there protecting your IP if you're not. And, you know, there's two sides to trademark protection. The first is getting your trademark registrations and filing your applications and making sure that all the brands that you're using, you have registrations for the relevant goods and services. And then the second step is the monitoring and the enforcement. And that is an equally important part of brand protection.
Yeah, definitely. What you said is right. Nobody else is going to be looking out for you. And in particular, once a trademark is registered, that's essentially the end of the story. So it's really important to monitor the register to prevent any similar marks from being registered. Because once they get registered, your option is to go to federal court to get them removed from the register. So you really want to be monitoring early, and you want to be taking action early to prevent that from happening.